Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today is the Zombiecast episode 5. Let's see if our intrepid zombie apocalypse survivors can last out another day. I think we've got everybody around on this one. There might be the odd person missing or staying behind, but let's see what happens in this episode. So here we go. Cookiecast Zombie Apocalypse episode 5.
So she says she's quite early.
God, I really hope that's at the beginning of that. I really do.
Right.
Let's give it one of these.
Let's give it one of them! It's podcast time, let's do this.
Fuck you, Sam.
Was it motherfuckers or... I watched one earlier, I uploaded one earlier and there was some horrific swearing at the beginning of it. And it was like...
Sounds like all sort of stuff.
We can that. We can.
Look at the big blue lines.
I'm going to point out right now that
You
most
can
of your
know
seat
this.
position.
It's either from outside or the day today where somebody's spunky
Just
backpack.
walk.
What is it?
Josh Atkins, spunky back.
Spunky back.
That's fine, that sees everything and that hears all.
You know how I said we could go off topic within seconds and pull it right in there?
Because you said something.
I think he holds his breath. He's like, you know when you first meet a vegan and they're like...
They're waiting. Yeah, waiting to let you know.
I'm a vegan! Oh my god! Oh, nobody's an accidental vegan. I didn't know you were
Also,
a vegan.
I thought you were going to say that the episode of The Big Bang Theory where Sheldon's like, where they're all talking over Sheldon and he's just like sort of going a bit...
Just one point out. This could be the best mug I've ever seen, and I've got some good mugs. Great.
I've seen that mug before and not here.
Ooh.
Yeah. Wellington
Not-
Road Security Desk, just Neil.
Not that one in the
Neil's
corner.
mug.
My mug. It's
You're gonna let it? You're gonna allow it?
I'm going to use a Samism here for this. That mug, like a smashed bag of arseholes.
My favourite is a more recent one, like a melted Wellington boot.
I did like that one.
That's
I
a
did
good
like
one.
that.
I like that one.
That was a good one.
So,
Tastes like a drop pie.
Jesus.
I hate to think about your people when they're not in the room.
Actually, really
Well,
nice.
They were watching really nice.
Really,
Yeah, well,
well,
I'm going to say, we'll just basically never ever not
I mean,
be in
as
the
he's
room
not
again.
here, I'm actually going to compliment Mr. Keep on what a fine, upstanding gentleman he is. I
He is,
love his
yeah.
face. I really like his.
You love his face.
I like his beard. I love
Have you ever tried to-
What would you like to do to
As
it?
soon as he gets here, I'm going to remind the world he's a cunt.
He is off camera right now.
He's in the naughty corner.
So just to
Yeah,
confirm,
it's
all of this is being cut out, right?
Yeah, I've got a lot of editing to do. Speaking of editing, we 4 or 5 kings are gathered here today.
He's in the corner.
Today is a sad day. Today on Cookiecast we have to announce that we've had to let our technician go due to some technical difficulties. We all got together, we recorded Zombiecast 5. Our technician thought everything was fine, didn't check any of the levels, thought that'll be alright, and the audio was unusable.
What an amateur.
What an amateur. So we've had to let him go. It's unfortunate, but it happens.
He wasn't shot though.
We were going to castrate him, but
We didn't
that's
burn
what
him.
technically
It's okay though.
We didn't burn him.
Because I understand that you carefully listened to and scripted out the entirety of the recording. We
So
have
that
now
we can
learned
repeat this
it
for you.
from memory. And
I've
we'll now,
loaded.
Even this banter.
I've loaded the
and we'll
comments.
now
Word for
This
word.
is all premeditated banter.
This is all. This is all pre. This
the
is
best
all pre-recorded.
kind of banter.
This is all pre-recorded. This is not live.
Sam, you are a tit head, etc., etc.
Oh,
Correct.
you have a face like a melted Wellington boot.
Bucket of smashed crabs.
No. It's a smashed bag of arseholes.
Smashed very well. That is particularly juicy.
It really is.
So unfortunately, we do have to re-record Zombiecast number 5. We had to fire the audio and the video into the sun, so that is now gone and burnt to a cinder. So recap time.
Can I just smoke in here?
Probably not.
It's made of wood.
I'm not going to stub them out on the wall. I just...
You know.
He just doesn't want to get up.
As well, this is an idea, Ed. You maybe try and go without nicotine for 55 minutes or
It's in that episode of American Dad where Roger goes without insulting anybody for like a day and just ends up dying. It's like, bring me the pie.
Give me about an hour, Paul. I'd suck your cock for the nicotine that might be in your semen.
I mean,
I'm
that's...
just
So
saying.
you're just going to stop him from smoking?
I mean, that's just not...
I promise.
I mean, there's not really an awful lot way we can go.
I'm just going to stick to my plan and just go to the
Probably makes
Probably
more
not.
sense.
So, to recap Zombiecast level 4,
We actually had to listen to it again to figure out.
I had to listen back to it because it was about 8 months ago when we recorded. In the summer, which was such a long time ago now.
Feels like it.
I believe we were all wearing shorts.
Wearing shorts.
You're always wearing shorts, or virtually always.
Today's the first day in about 4 months that I've worn trousers. Not
And
for
they
4
still
months.
have a gaping hole.
Before he did.
Yeah, I said to you, didn't I?
That's why they call him Trouserless Williams. And they do call
That's
him that.
not why they call him trousers.
No, it's not. The police report.
Please remember. very specific about the reasons he's called
You use that a lot
trousers.
today. That's like the third time I've heard you reference the police report, so have you been studying up on your sanitors?
I've been studying up on all the various reports that all these deviants have.
Sexual deviant.
How many was I on?
Specifically, few.
How many was I on?
Oh dear, few.
Oh, good.
So anyway, about not getting off topic.
So yeah, Zombiecast
What was
4,
it?
where were we?
So where we were, and correct me if I'm wrong, listeners and viewers, but we had a situation where our good friends Edward Lord Dench, James
I know it's coming now.
Panasonic, it's just the best nickname ever.
Was that intentional?
No,
It was auto-corrected to just pure
Doesn't
genius.
matter. It sticks. It
I
sticks from
looked at it,
now on.
thought, should I correct that? I went, no, I'll take it.
I'll allow it.
With
These guys had turned up and
Never heard it
Ed had
before.
formed an amazing plan to take a trip to Rascalf. We were here to get away from any illusion. JK is unavailable at this point in time,
Rips.
or off camera. But we were all at the house dealing with a neighbour situation. So the neighbours, Ed had tried to prove the egg was not flammable and set fire to a door, and they put the door out, and they've created a 10-pin bowling style line
I'm not
on
going
the
to open my mouth for
drive.
the rest of this now, fuck it.
We're looking out the window at this situation, and does everybody remember their special abilities and their new weapons and things? Edward, anything?
Wow, is every little.
Oh my god! Ed's special ability was the ability of silence, was it? Excellent.
Yeah, you can creep through any.
I honestly can't.
Ed can move real fast.
You got proficiency.
What
with
do you get that
bludgeoning
line
weapons.
You heard it.
You got proficiency with bludgeoning weapons and a new weapon, which you are no
Gain the ability
longer.
not to get things stuck in
You no longer
places.
get Mr. Senior Savvy stuck.
Stabby.
Ed has super speed. He has a speed, and you have the ability to find things,
Yeah.
which
So exciting, my ability.
as of yet has
Has-
improved. But you
Just
never
the
know.
slightest.
We're off to look for stuff.
He's not managed to find us a good reason to keep doing this. I'm just saying. Maybe we should quit. Maybe you could find us that time.
Ouch.
Come on.
Stiff. Stiff shot from Dench.
If I'm honest, the finding ability in my head had a lot of great uses.
It's not helped much.
The coin has been unwilling to.
Every time he goes, I want to use my ability, I go, alright, so using his ability, he gets 2 flips. So, did you find something, and was it any good? So it's usually, did you find something? No. Was it good?
It would have been.
Yes. It's like, you found a little something that's not much use. Well done.
Are you going to show them the
So-
magic coin we have today?
So,
And you can't.
was it in the last one where the coin was just being ridiculously
Episode
good
3.
to us?
Episode.
that was-
And then partway
Yeah.
through, we changed the coin and it became a
Of
disaster.
course, it was a great betrayer because it was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be really good to you. It's like, no, you're not. You're just waiting to betray us at any moment.
So, for the princely sum of £3, today I went and bought a magazine under Paul's advice, which was great advice, purely to get
It's one of those
a
lists.
coin that could be used for our zombie flipping coin antics. That camera's going to have to suffer because I'm going to use this one. So, our coin of choice is the Gold Pepper Pig plastic coin, which Paul has attached some tape to another side. It's basically like a two-faced kind of coin at this point in time. It's very light. It's going to betray us multiple times.
Potentially the most masculine thing I've ever heard.
Peppa Pig coin.
Yeah.
Okay, what's wrong with Peppa Pig?
She's a little bitch, apparently.
She is. She really is. But
She's
she gets
the
that
worst
from her mother.
child model in the world.
Yeah.
She's just rude.
But yeah.
Absolutely
I don't know what they're
obnoxious.
talking about.
I'm assuming this is the person
So
who plays
the-
Pepper.
No. So the
No, Peppa
character.
Pig's awful. She's terrible.
She's rude. Apparently, she's rude to her parents. She's really nasty to her brother.
Yes.
Apparently.
She's an
As a
asshole.
33-year-old man, I've not watched Pepper. I've lost
You're
my-
As a 38-year-old man, I've seen every episode at least once, so fuck you.
I've seen enough of it to make me decide that she's a little.
Have you seen it, Paul?
I have not seen it in full. I have had to sit through the odd episode when I've been at people's houses who have kids who have been subjected to it.
Read between the lines on that one.
They're
I don't know
not
what
my-
you're accusing
they're
them
not my
of.
children.
Some-
They have DNA tests that prove. So
I was gonna allude to a story then, but
I'm gonna avoid the Paul, you don't have sex comment and just sort of go, yeah, you keep telling
Wow.
us. And I thought, just no.
So that's two stiff shots from Ed in the face of what 40
It's like
have you spent on too long with him? You should have been here the other day. He was like, Paul, bend over. For 45 minutes, it was
He was
just
basically
like,
just sharpening his
like the
fist.
pillow I'm
Yeah.
coming in dry.
and I've been hanging it out the window for 40 minutes. Yeah, you know, that's that.
It's cold.
I'm not upset that I wasn't
Right.
invited to that one anymore.
Right then.
This wasn't an invite, it was just like at work, wasn't it? Or, no, it wasn't.
You
the
weren't
other night, it was
invited.
the other night.
I know.
Maybe, I've maybe think about that in the future.
Anyway,
Anyway, let's go with some freaking zombieing. So, temping balling neighbours over there, we're looking out, they're looking directly at us. What are
If I
we?
remember rightly, I'm going to stick to something like what we did last time. We turn to the great negotiator, who basically says, "You got yours, we got ours. Let's call it quits, guys. Even Stevens." I think that was pretty much the gist of your argument, wasn't it?
As our
I want to go with that.
as
The
our
great
Jiminy
negotiator.
Cricket, I think we are
I'm
deferring.
the conscience
I
of
think we are
the group.
deferring.
oh,
to-
we are fucked.
Fucking hell.
We haven't got anyone here to
Oh, no,
advocate
you're-
arson at every opportunity.
That's
anymore.
true.
I was just about to say, I am at this point in time going to remind everyone that at this point somebody would usually say that.
What's
we
that?
should
The
set
voice
fire
from
to
the corner just screams, "Let's fucking kill him!" Or
That's a good input voice in the corner.
Let's fucking burn him. So, anybody want to burn the neighbours? Or shall we send
They
Sam?
might have a lot of eggs, so I wouldn't.
hey, whoa! And as we all know,
I did hear them whip
Flame
up,
retardant.
whip up
Oh.
a nice
as we all know, a nice baked Alaska's coming.
I would love if just in this universe, like egg was flame retardant, it just became true after a while.
Speak to your GM, he might be able to sort
Exactly.
something out.
Coin flip. Our eggs flip.
In the universe of zombies, heads they are. Let's go.
Well, we
heads they are.
established what heads are. I'm assuming
I've
heads is-
established it.
So I'm assuming the tape side is tails.
In this
The
universe,
head would be the.
in this universe, our eggs.
Flame retardant? Apparently they are.
It's always right, and we you know.
You've been
We've been mocking
who
them
are we to
mercilessly
mock
for
it?
no reason.
pricks. That's it.
Exactly.
All other pricks. It's fine.
So, how are we going to go about dealing with the standoff? It's not a standoff.
It's a bit of a cold war.
I believe we now just
How
cover
are we going
ourselves
to
in egg.
diffuse the situation?
Well,
we
Paul
set
decided to
fire.
get the guns out and decided that's how he's going to solve this problem. It's like,
Just sitting there, I turn this shirt into a vest.
yeah, look at
Oh,
it.
that's
It's like,
devastatingly erotic, Paul.
It's the immense amount of white at the top. It's just blinding. Almost as pale as men.
somebody please solve this.
I mean, there's no way that you could be the most see-through man I've ever seen.
The fact that my hand is
You're like a
particularly
fish.
tanned.
Is that
Why
the
is
yellow
it tan for you?
Quite probably.
Oh my God.
The most worrying thing for you is the fact that you're a man who likes to take his top off.
I do. I love the sun. I just don't tan. I don't really burn either. I can sit in the sun for a couple of hours, go a little red, and the next day, whiter than ever.
Your players.
They're not my players, Andy. You have to control.
Can somebody please sort these freaking...
Negotiate!
I
15 minutes.
I think we pay him off, as it were. Pay him off with a bit of food.
Second.
Well,
Should we
I was under the
pay
impression
food?
that we were sending someone out to discuss what was going on.
I don't know whether the thing is, it's kind of hard to
So at this
remember.
point in time-
It's kind of blurred into what has happened in the Lost podcast.
Right, well, I'll tell you what's happening.
Good way to describe.
So they're all stood in a triangular formation, they ninja took out a bunch of zombies because we lured zombies to their front door.
Yeah.
We did.
That was also on fire.
However, they did also kidnap one of our people
Yeah.
and our cats.
Yeah,
And we were really upset
When we've
about
done
the
100
cat.
episodes of this podcast,
I'm seething about that
so we'll be
situation.
like,
But we
ever-
watched them.
if we can ever get back the episode 4 footage.
Like director's cut. That's like the second ending while we've danced or something.
It'd be amazing if we called it the Lost Cast, and then we get like 700 million views and be
It's-
like, oh shit, it's not that kind of
It's
lost.
like Blair Witch. It's like lost footage.
Found footage.
Yeah.
And here you can see
So-
the footage where Paul was a dickhead. You can't quite hear him, but you can see him doing it.
But it's the same as
And the stiff shots continue.
Sorry, get that on top.
Right, you want more of an update. So they kidnapped me and the cat. I come back, I'm absolutely livid. We just
You've got
presumed
like a
that they
long
were
way
loaded
in,
people, but it turns out that it's like half the street are in one house. But they're like half of this group, or a lot of this group, are like some kind of freaking ninjas because they managed to dispatch a lot of zombies with very little weaponry and with precision.
Aren't they armed with like frying pans? And
Some of them have got frying pans, but there's definitely a couple of
Exactly.
people that there's knives and not like kitchen knives, like Rambo style knives and stuff.
butter knives.
A couple of butter knives and a rusty
knife
spoon.
there,
But at this point in time, they've solved the impending zombie problem, and they're just staring at us, and they can see us looking out, staring at them.
We have to.
The way that I see it is we're 1-1 at the moment in terms of dickhead stuff done to each other.
Getting his sports
Yeah.
analogies out. Excellent.
Sports ball.
Sports ball.
That'd be a great team move. So
Surely we have to establish some form of communication.
Report.
I've already explained. We send Sam out, we close the door behind him, make sure, and then he can negotiate.
Armed only with the warmth from pissing myself.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you'd be perfectly insulated because you've got that layer of egg all around you. So.
Exactly.
We've
No,
determined.
we've already figured out is flameproof in this universe.
Determined.
In Earth's 36.
Right, well,
Turns out the zombie contagion reacted with eggs, making them flameproof.
Whilst nobody's going to make a decision, I'm going to flip a coin and then I'm going to kill you all. So,
So, you've gone out to negotiate. How successful were we?
Sam hasn't gone out to negotiate because nobody could decide anything, so the coin's decided. So, whilst you lot are arguing amongst yourselves and insulting Paul,
bickering. That's very.
the 10-pin bowling style, and does everybody understand what I mean by that? It's like a lot of people at the back. And
yeah,
then
it's
the
like
rest
Mighty
of
Ducks, Flying V.
Yeah, it's like a flying V.
Yeah.
So,
Nothing like the flying V because they're not just one line. They're in like a triangle, so they've got.
Oh, alright, so
the
Flying
hand.
V with like a little bit of an
pyramid.
a middle bit, yeah.
flying V. Like a,
No.
Not like
I assume based on this concept of bowling triangle, it must be a square shape. I'm just saying. I think we all get the concept.
Yes. Anyway, so moving on.
Let's find
so
out
while
Sam
you
knows.
lot are pissing about, the back line of this group has sort of started backing away and then has sort of filed off down the side of the house and disappeared. The next row has done the same, and the two has gone, and then there's one person who's just staring intently, and then they sort of take a few steps back, walking
The one
backwards. The one pin.
Well, we'll just give a sort of a sheepish shrug.
And that person gets so far walking backwards, turns, and walks away.
Let him cool off for a bit.
When you, excuse me. When you said they've gone down the side of the house, the side of their house or the side of our house?
No, the side of their house.
Right, that's fine. I was wondering if you were sort of like saying they're going to
Because
make
that's where they'd come out. The front door was on fire and they came out the back.
Right, okay. I didn't know whether you were saying they were going to make some sort of
gate in at
pincer
some
movement
point
around.
and
Smash the back gate in.
No.
Smash the back door.
No.
It was smashed the back gate and sent a load of zombies in through the back and stuff.
No.
I think that was fine. So there we go. That kind of, thanks to the coin, nobody else in the room, that thankfully resolved itself.
To be honest, if they decided to lay siege to the house, if I remember rightly, we were already very much armed for war at this point.
At this point in time, we are fairly armed to the teeth.
We've made several.
Me and Ed have got super soakers full of horrible stuff.
Yeah.
We've got several Molotov cocktails.
Chemical warfare, Molotovs. We've got a whole. We've recently got a new trunk.
For the American audience.
When did that happen?
I think that was in 4 when them two arrived because they were definitely in.
Yeah. We've still got a load of the things. One thing is that we've still got a load of food and they do not.
Yes.
Yeah, but what I would offer out is that makes them desperate and dangerous.
It also makes them more likely to negotiate.
Well,
It's at this point that I'm reminded that I believe we came to some sort of truce where we supplied them with a bag of food.
But that was a different coin. So unfortunately,
I believe that may have been in the lost episode.
It might be in the lost episode.
Yeah, spoilers.
So they've gone.
Pull the ripcord. They've
This
just
is the
left.
merciless pepper.
So we
pig
now
coin.
do not need to satiate them with food.
We don't need to do anything apart from the fact that we've got some extremely hostile neighbours.
I think
Here's the point. They are still a threat. Yeah. They're just not at this very.
I would let them make the first
An
move for the
immediate
simple reason that they're in a worse position than we are.
I think the other cliffhanger, as it were, from episode
297.
4
That's fine.
Yeah.
was no, I'm not.
By this point, they will have listened to episode 4 because
No.
episode 5 will not be available.
Was that we were contemplating
A trip.
a trip? Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a trip on the cards. Ed would like to give us a recap of the intended trip.
The short version, we're going to go to Raskoff and steal some guns.
Or get some.
And I'm not going to explain what guns are in there to make it fair to Andy when he's
What was it? An over and under and a side by side.
Fuck off.
They're 2 shotguns. They shoot shells.
So I'll give a recap. Ed has reminded everybody that where he is or was based at some point in time, it's I'm going to go out and say a farming-esque.
It's a little countryside village.
Yeah, where
where
gun laws are a little bit more lax.
Where no one gives a fuck.
So
Take your umbrage with that. Put your over.
Ed's idea at the beginning of a zombie apocalypse is get over to Raskalf and get the guns.
Yeah,
Which seems like pretty reasonable.
Which I think we all agreed was a good idea.
Except
we now have multiple cars with varying different amounts of petrol, so we can do the trip. Obviously, cars bring their own dangers, and we don't need to go through that again. I think we all know noise, etc., etc. But I think we all agreed that it was.
No one's got a Prius.
It is. I think we all agreed that it probably was worth.
Hybrid.
They're electric. Well, yeah. It probably was worth the risk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, what's the plan, people?
Someone needs to stay back and protect the house.
I think James Key
Preferably 2 people.
probably volunteered to stay behind.
So I think he will. Let's put it this way. If they do attack us, he's the most likely one to beat most of them off.
Yeah.
Like that way.
I'm in that way.
3 damage.
I am only 2/3 of the way through finishing my spiky baseball bat, so I'm.
Do we have any scope for rigging up traps and other such unpleasantries while we are away?
I mean, the
trap is James is standing behind the door.
surely
waiting.
the logistics of doing that without them seeing is very, very unlikely.
Not if you.
Well, what sort of traps are you thinking of?
We've all seen Home Alone, right?
Little
Got
toy
paint
cars at
cans
the bottom of
straight.
the stairs. Paint cans on strings.
The
Marbles
thing is-
on the floor.
Yeah, it's like
And
when
with that abundant power supplies, we'll just hit one of those.
I think it's Home Alone 2 where he throws a brick off a building and hits a guy in the head. It's like, that guy's straight up dead. There's no way he lived through that.
No, he just happens to have that very, very nice imprint of the brick on his face.
Straight up dead.
It's the thing, half the stuff. Did they not?
Kevin McAllister is inside for manslaughter.
Was there not a thing on like? I was going to say the internet.
Not Mythbusters.
Where it was a case of they actually listed everything and what way it would have killed them in the
Mythbusters does an acknowledgement of it.
The tarantula could have even killed them.
Yeah,
technically.
I'm sure some of all the things could have killed them, but it's like a paint thing to the head. Yeah, down the stairs will probably kill them. But it's not like a brick off the top of them straight to the head. No chance.
The fact that would have, instead of a head, he would have a brick.
Yeah.
The best one was when he said that when there was like saying the nail through the foot, tetanus gone. Anyway, so James and you were going to stay back, probably safe.
Yeah, like you say, James does
Sam
a lot of damage, and I still need to finish up my spiky
big
baseball
guns
bat.
behind.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can set up like reasonably easy door traps, without too much.
We could try.
So Sam has written send your stabby to swing down and stab anyone who enters the house in the face.
I mean, we don't have guns, unfortunately. We can genuinely make a fairly easy trap out
I think
of
we had a
them.
gas-powered pistol.
Gas-powered
Single-use trap.
Air rifle.
Pistol, wasn't it?
There was a single pump air rifle and a gas-powered
That's
BB
worthless.
pistol.
So the single pump one's worthless to try and make into a trap.
Yeah, because the worst thing it's going to do is hurt them.
I think.
Remember, you can just put spiky things on the floor.
Yeah.
What about
the rake?
well?
So when they hit it,
And then another rake behind it.
Is that The Simpsons?
Oh, what you meant that was
I think the short version is yes, but why?
Are we concerned about
Let's put it this way: if 10 people come out of the house over the road, we're going to see it.
You barricaded in.
We're barricaded in. They're not.
Plus the
They're
traps
not going to get around the side of the house.
The traps are only going to get one person.
And if they're
And
coming
then
in,
the next person that comes in is just
we'll be swinging.
The rest of that sort of a party.
You could always offer them some food if as well.
Welcome in, boys. Tea and crumpets.
You know what I mean?
What can be?
What do you want to just kill my fucking
Hey,
skull?
it may be zombies, it may be the end of the world, but manners don't cost anything.
They do when they're threatening to skull fuck you.
As long as they're being
Wow.
polite about it.
They want
So, would you
food.
mind, Toby, if I slip my dick in your ear? That's all I ask. A bit of politeness.
Anyway, right. So
I said, welcome back to Facebook.
Because everything good in this world orientates around it, let's face it.
So
Pun intended.
you two are staying back. Us four are going to go
Me and
see
I'll
what we
keep
can
going.
find.
So I'll continue fashioning my spiky baseball bat.
Excellent.
I've already got like 8 more really long nails to hammer through it.
Are we going in convoy or in one vehicle?
I think
It might make sense to do it in two,
Yeah.
Really?
because then we can bring more back.
We know what we're going for though, and I think one car will suffice.
But if we go past the supermarket on the way,
You won't
Personally,
go past the
immediately
supermarket,
I'm
right?
thinking using twice as much petrol.
yeah, I suppose.
I would say just take
Immediately.
one car. We know what we're going for. We're not going to. We're going for weapons, and they'll fit on the back seat. You don't need to.
Yeah. We take James.
No, there's
While you're
more
there-
now.
Oh,
Not necessarily going to be
It's
like
not really the
there,
boot.
I do have a
So
trouble.
stand upright between your legs.
While you're there, can you also check the pantry? Because there's always definitely going to be some food. I just presume there's a pantry.
Excuse me, we don't have a pantry.
I imagine one house. Yeah,
We
it's
have
a
a
ladder,
basement
like a
cellar.
walk-in ladder.
Well,
Surely basement cellar is wine.
We'll
cellar.
ask some of the zombified servants.
There is
go
a
down
Hang on a
there.
second, you're saying pantry as if it's some sort of like glorified thing. It might fly in a fucking pantry.
Yeah.
There was a pantry in a
Check it
flat.
with pantry.
Pantry boy over here.
But I imagine when we go into the big house, there's going to be like
You're off to
pheasants.
prison. Why?
There's going to be like pheasants hanging from the side.
rabbit,
cheese
pheasant,
in the corner.
cheese wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that my house in Muscroft has become Bilbo Baggins fucking.
I
food
imagine more
stuff.
Jane Austen. I imagine it's just like walking
Yeah.
through a Jane Austen novel. Do you have?
Hello, Mr. Darcy.
I say, do you have?
What do you think? What makes you think?
Oh, I'm sorry. When we were going to what became referred to as Dench Towers, I got there, walked through the door and went, yep, exactly as I
Ed,
imagined. Exactly.
That's wasn't my parents'
What?
house. That was my grandfather's.
And you could have fit my house in the entrance hall of Dench Tower.
So weird
Not
you
my
brought that
parents.
up. That was 2 years ago to the day, yesterday.
Yes, it was. Yes, it
Popped
was.
up on
It popped up on
Facebook.
I was like, oh my god.
It's alright, Sam, we weren't friends at that point.
I was
so.
so.
I mean,
I still don't know what you're talking about.
I was going to say, he's
I don't know
considered
what
the
face
person
is.
he once met.
The book face.
The book face.
The book face.
so drunk.
Anyway, we're going to Raskov.
When are we going?
We're going now.
When do we want it?
Now.
So, we've already established that this time of the
guy
day,
is it?
it's
So we'll
still,
have to pick up guns and eligible bachelors then. Which is,
it's still roughly evening time, light, I believe.
No, we're trying to get back before
I
dark.
really hoped you weren't going to ask that question.
No, because it must be light outside because we could see them.
I think the idea it was a bit early because the idea was we were going to get there and back potentially.
if this is a real B movie zombie production, then they didn't give a shit about whether it's dark or light between scenes anyway. So we'll just assume it's like an Ed Wood film.
An Ed Wood film.
Edward.
Ed Wood.
Ed Wood. Oh, Ed Wood, not Edward.
Edward
I'm just busting balls at this point.
He won one.
Right, so we're going in my car.
Yep.
We're going in his car.
Apparently.
That's got the
It's early afternoon.
bigger
so it's still
engine.
baby
using
brain.
petrol.
He's got the fancier car. We'll go in his car. He's got leather seats.
Gentle
It's
sound
got a
of
CD
bird.
player.
No, it doesn't. No. It's got a tape deck.
You're not listening. He said it's got leather seats.
Yeah, I get.
So I was
the
there to
song
say
reference.
it's got a
Has it
CD
got
player.
heated leather seats?
No.
I'm not going there.
You're not going anywhere, you knob!
I know. I was trying to tie the two together. No.
So yeah, we're going to
Shan't.
Raskov.
Also,
Car.
it makes more
Brilliant.
sense for you to stay because you're the one who can talk spazzy corner boy off the ledge easier than the rest of us.
Yeah, I'll try, but he just wants to set fire to everything.
Can we just say, can we
And the house is
not set fire to things?
And the house is full. At this point in time, we've got somebody who wants to set fire to everything, and then we've given
Lots
them
of flammable
the tools to set fire to everything.
Right,
It's a little bit of a precarious
I am happy to go
situation.
to Raskov. If I come back and my car is on fire, I'm going to be really annoyed.
Well,
No! The car survived.
Your car's alright.
Oh no! No.
Anyway,
Which one of the two cars has gone?
Adventures in Raskov. Let's go.
we're going in, not we, the royal we is going in James's car.
Yeah.
Shotgun.
You fucking bastard!
Shotgun. Nice call. I liked it because I was going to say what's the situation.
Oh fuck, yours is a 3 door as well, isn't it?
No.
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 Oh, has it got back doors?
Oh, fucking
Oh, thank God for
Are
that.
we playing by modified shotgun rules?
I was just saying, have you seen my car?
I've been in your car. What the fuck am I in the car?
Do we all know modified shotgun rules, right?
Nope.
Someone says shotgun, and someone can defy that shotgun by dropping their trousers. Someone can then counter shotgun that counter shotgun
By putting their penis at that little
by
bottom?
dropping their trousers and then to race the car. What do you think now?
That sounds like an awful lot of broken teeth to me.
That sounds like the best thing in the middle of the zombie apocalypse. I second this motion. And the coin.
No, don't touch the point. This is one we can actually do. Right, who wants to challenge you? Drop your trousers and race to that door.
I'm glad I'm not running to the car because nobody wants me.
No, you can counter shotgun by dropping the trousers. If that counter shotgun is then accepted, they then get that seat.
I'm making this
You can then defy that counter shotgun with by
I was going to say, why are you necessarily driving?
I was going to say, because I don't think they care about insurance
We
rules or
don't need a
anything.
contest. We can
In the
actually
zombie
act for this.
I reckon we should do it where it's to save.
Face.
It's not to save face. To ensure that like there's definite like people going to be awake and stuff. You should drive there. I should drive back.
I would like to argue differently to
How's
you
that
because
work?
you fall asleep at the drop of a hat.
It would depend whether Paul had anything to eat when he got to Raskov.
Paul's asleep right now. This is
Yeah,
his dream.
right.
Yeah.
This is one of Paul's dreams.
All I can say is
Paul
that
wakes up, time to go
we're going to
work.
be driving. It's not going to be dark and a movie playing, so I'll be fine.
Alright, fine.
Didn't you fall asleep mid-battle? Like a couple of episodes.
Can I?
Episode
I
one.
want to get us back on
Episode
topic
one.
here. So,
It's like,
we're
I'm so
going to
excited.
Raskov. He's driving. You're passenger. We're in the boot or the back.
Sat in the boot. Why are you in the boot? You look too
You're
old.
driving. You're the passenger. We're in the back.
Yeah.
Ed will have to be chief navigator then.
Because we can't fit in amongst the fucking bumper.
That is true. And all the spoilers
Well,
on
we've been
now.
put on.
The spoiler is on the car.
That is a good point.
Spoilers
Easier
on.
off to go shotgun. Because he's
Yeah,
one of
he
the
is,
directors.
unfortunately. He's
I
going to
have
have
no
to
sense of
navigate.
Oh
direction.
yeah, because he hasn't got
He doesn't know where the fuck he's going.
Fine.
the road sign.
You just go down the road and then go down A19 and then you come to the big house.
It's third attempt.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
driving, I'm passenger, you two in the back. We're driving to Rascal
squalling
people,
all the
toss
way
that coin. Did we make it to the car?
He's touching me.
And not with his hands.
We made it out of the house. We didn't get out of the house.
Let me guess. We've got to the car. We're all sat in the car. James has turned the car over and...
Doesn't turn over.
The other
No.
James has set it on fire.
No, so you've run out to the car, you've got to the car, James is like, shit. So he's run back in and got his keys. Run back out. I'd have sent Eddie out.
pulled his pants back up because obviously
He's
you don't
got speed.
shotgun.
Yeah, but we need to find the keys. We know where we need the finding stuff.
So you all pile into the car and set off on your journey, on your merry way, some might say.
I'll get full.
Couldn't even last.
It's taking
40 minutes. Couldn't even last 35
heads
minutes.
off to get in the car.
He's off to get in the car.
Could not even last 35 minutes.
I'm a method actor, damn it. I have to really lift the role.
He's in the corner.
dear
He's in the
God.
corner with JK now.
Of course he is.
So you're in
Fucking
the car.
man.
What, set fire to him?
Oh,
You go in the
Stay on
car.
fire.
And so at this point in time, there are a series of flips that need to be made.
Yeah,
So,
I remember this part.
do you want me to tell you what they are and flip, or do you want me to just flip and then tell you how well you did in this and that?
I mean, it's up to
Is
you.
there any way we can modify the situation at all?
Yeah, do we
If
have
the answer is no, you might as well tell us what
do we have any control of this?
Yeah, he tosses the coin.
Let's find out.
Oh god. Ow,
Find
god.
out and go.
Oh no!
Yes,
We do have control over it.
apparently you do.
There's the backup 52.
Okay.
Just in
Because
case.
we'll presume we're going, armed and ready.
Yeah, I mean, you can take all of your extra weapons that you've
So you're
definitely...
standing
So there was a
on
crossbow,
crutches.
there was a bow and arrow, but the bow and
There
arrow
was a
was
crossbow,
flimsy.
wasn't there?
There
It only
was...
had limited.
I think, quite honestly,
I think it was
bullets, didn't it?
we leave all the ranged weapons with the boys.
Yeah, I would
I
agree with
don't
that.
think we need to be cruising around with this crossbow.
You've still got...
Yeah,
because you're
crossbow
proficient
is definitely
with
an
bludgeoning
unpleasant
tools.
out of a window weapon.
You've got Senior Stabby, and then there was other weapons, but I can't
I think I'm still
Fork,
looking
a
like
fork
kitchen
and some...
knives.
Oh no, it was a spade.
It's gardening fork, Senior Stabby.
I think I've still got a couple of kitchen knives.
You're still rocking the kitchen knives that you picked up from an unknown supermarket on your way to my
That
house.
was it, yeah. I
I've
remember.
got a master craft.
What a great start.
I prefer the other coin. Can you retrieve the other coin, please?
Where'd it go?
I've given you a 50p.
So you have
It's just under your. Okay.
you have set off on the way to Raskalf.
Yes.
Heading out one way towards Raskalf, you have come across the standard zombie apocalypse roadblock. Cars strewn.
was convinced.
Tires on
was
fire.
convinced he was going to go. You've come across the standard 50 mile an hour average speed check.
Fuck! God, I hate them things.
We're just in front of a school or something. Oh no! Ah!
50 mile an hour in front of a school.
Just
Um,
floor it to be zombie kids.
so you are going to have to go a different way, which has gone successful. On your way, does anybody know which main road it is?
A19.
A19.
We've detoured through Easy Wand.
I love how he's bringing realism, isn't he?
I can't
I've
help
got
it.
things involved. Can't wait to learn about shotguns.
Leave the lad alone.
No.
Hey, I'm trying to deliver as realistic experience for our viewers as possible, just as you want to live in the flights of fancy. Yeah.
It's got we're playing a fancy role-playing game, and it needs some realism.
Yeah.
I mean, in this universe, after all, flame retardant.
So have we established this point? It's like Earth 3.0.
Yeah,
Leave
it's
them
like
alone.
36.
So are we on the outskirts of Rascal?
So you're now coming over. I imagine Raskalf to be at the bottom of a valley, coming over the hill. I'm probably completely wrong.
Slightly up a hill, imagine. But, okay.
Do you see zombie Mr. Darcy while...
Oh dear.
They did that though, didn't they?
Brand Apprentice and zombies, yeah.
I've watched it.
This kind is not. So, as you come over the hill and down the valley, and then up the hill, apparently, you are struck with. There seems to be a lot of light, not artificial, not like street lights and stuff. It's like an orange-ish glow, and as you come up the hill, you realise that orange glow is
Rascal on fire.
Oh, it's to keep beaters there.
I was hoping
He's Mr. Real Party, yeah.
a lovely campfire.
Yeah, and everyone was toasting marshmallows.
Yes.
No,
But actually, for marshmallows, read other people's heads.
is the correct answer. It's gone proper feral in Rascal. That is not true. I was just.
It's got it'd be you know it's
Actually,
Rascal.
that does kind of explain Rascal, but he's pretty feral.
It was already feral.
No, it'd be a better class of feral though.
A will feral.
Yeah, I do say.
Go on, more talk.
Hey, I've not been showing the camera. So luckily for you,
The manor is still standing.
60% of Rascal is ablaze. But you seem to be able to navigate, massive building on the left, huge on fire. Couple of buildings, huge on fire. and full of grammar. On the right, though, the first two houses on the right, completely untouched. You're going to snake your way through fire and things. Luckily, the manor house.
You say 60% on fire, the 40% the Dench family owns.
Yeah, so everything the Dench family owns is untouched. Can anybody guess why?
Where the shit?
Because it was good at
How big are these eggs that they're cracking over this house?
They're going to be ostrich eggs, aren't they? Come on, it's fucking Dench
No,
town.
it's like even more like Stegosaurus eggs. Priceless eggs. It's like, why not?
You have to have the Flintstones.
Brontosaurus burgers up for all. You pull up to the drive and then drive the other 4 miles to the manor. Little manor joke there for nobody apparently. You pull up.
Wow.
There appears to be. Obviously, a lot of the area is surrounded in fire. There appears to be not really many people. As in, you haven't seen anybody. The fire is probably going to have driven most people away anyway. We all know that flaming zombies are worse than normal zombies, but
has it got to the point where it's like really starting to impact like seeing and breathing as fires do?
No, as you sort of come up, you've seen that the fire is heading that way, and any smoke is heading with it. There must be a slight.
Right, so it's not going to make us. It's obviously really stings your eyes.
No, because as you've got there, essentially the fire isn't really affecting you and what you're there to do, because when you get to the house that you were intended to go to, the fire's off down there, it's off over there, it's over there. You've probably got enough time to go in, get what you need, do what you need to do, and get out. Fire's probably not going to be an issue. The only issue is that you went to a village that you could have gone, oh, well, let's nip into this house, this door's open, let's nip in here. You can't do that, the place is on fucking fire.
Okay, boss, you know this place, how do you want to play this?
So where are we currently? The place I
Front
want to
door.
be.
Dench Manor.
Dench
Well,
Manor.
we're
Manor,
going
front door.
through the back because we don't use the front door.
Why won't you?
Why the hell would I go through the front?
Edward's trade.
Yeah, so we pulled into the driveway because we can. We've got into the house,
quite often.
and I have gone straight to the gun cabinet. I have gone straight to the gun cabinet. Mr. Cook, has that been broken into
Right.
this time?
This time.
Spoilers.
Can you give us a little bit of a layout of the house so I can ascertain where things might be?
Okay, so we go in through the back, small hall, little
Are we
passage.
all as a group?
We're
We're
into it.
not leaving anyone in the car. We're not leaving it running or anything like that.
As there's 4 of us, I think we keep James in the car.
You're
our
going
lucky
to hang in the region of the car. These guys are going to hang sort of. You're going to stagger
The
it.
region of
Basically,
me.
Ed's going to go in with presumably using his super speed ability
Yeah,
Or his keys.
and his You're literally like that.
Logic.
Literally like that, hand on the car going,
Crazy
if it kicks
operation.
off. Like if the door bursts open and there's 800 zombies that have all taken refuge in Ed's house, then, you know, you
I
probably
can drive
want a
off
quick
the
getaway. These guys are sort of staggered. Sam's giving it some stabbing, Paul's giving it bludgeoning action, and Ed's going in.
Leading the way. Let's go in the hallway, down the little passway. There's room on the left is where the gun cabinet is. It's then the stairs upwards, and there's 3 rooms upstairs, and a small landing.
Okay.
So it's not a manor.
This layout is it seems familiar.
There you go. So I've gone in.
So
I've
you've gone in.
I've
Where
down,
are you going to?
I'm going straight to the gun cabinet. I don't want to look around the house. I don't want to disturb anything. I just want to go and see if there's guns. Was that?
I mean, Paul covering in.
Yes.
You're
following up the
sort of the. Basically, you've sent
I don't think
Ed
these
in.
cameras will pick up on my eyebrows, Richie, but you're following me up the rear, Sam.
You've sent Ed in to do to scout,
yeah.
because at the end of the day, if Ed goes in and there's zombies everywhere, he can get out the fastest as well. Shout to you, shout to him, and you guys can jump in the car and drive away. Unfortunately, as we might have suspected,
Peppa Pig's a bitch.
yeah, the gun cabinet has actually been broken into.
Is it out left?
Yeah. No fuckers carrying all them guns.
There's very little left.
What sort of very little are we talking here?
I'm leaving it to the game master's choice now. I'm not going to explain the logistics of what's in that cabinet.
Ed, give us if there was
Because if I do, I will get nothing but abuse for this.
No.
You can just say
When
when
full, how many guns are in the cabinet?
About 8. 4 shotguns and about 4 different
They can't
rifles.
themselves, can they?
Off the top of my head.
No, but that's fair enough. That's like,
Right, so the gun. Right,
I
the
kept it
cabinet's been
simple.
broken into.
So the gun cabinet's been
Damn
broken into. Of the 8, there are 2 things left. What would you like those 2 things to be?
A 2-2 rifle at least, because I know there's a silencer for that. Hey, just stop. Just let him right
Just
now.
let him play.
And a shotgun. Don't care which.
That is not what's there.
Fuck's sake.
So
What is that? Well, if
If
it's
it's
any
not-
other rifle, it's going to be a 308.
okay,
I don't want that.
and
Oh, is that a mare?
Did we just lose the
pretzel down. Whatever you didn't want it to be, it
was.
It is.
What, the next drop? The next option I get.
You've got the 2 worst guns.
The
what did we
2
end up getting,
words.
Andy?
Huh?
What did we end up getting?
So you've got 2 guns, not the ones that Ed were hoping for. So something else. Give us something else.
So it's going to be 1 shotgun and it'll be the 308.
Is that a big heavy rifle?
Yeah. It hurts
Okay.
when you shoot it. Kicks like a mule.
Excellent.
Use for target shooting. You fire it, you feel the fucking hit you.
Would there be anywhere in the house other than the gun cabinet that ammunition might be stored?
No, just in that room. With the cabinet, beside the cabinet.
Okay, because
No one's going to take it all. There's fucking masters of shotgun stuff.
you got a small problem because you flipped a bad flip, unfortunately.
Peppa Pig's an absolute cow.
She's fucking you right over. So
Maybe-
ammunition is very limited. Basically, it looks like for whatever boxes of ammo there were, people have been like punching through to grab as much as possible, and those boxes are basically on the verge of being empty.
You tell me how many rounds for each gun. Go on. Come on, Game Master.
Oh, on a second look, there are a couple of untouched boxes of ammo
Oh, good. That'd be
For
shotgun.
both?
for both.
Yeah,
Right,
okay.
cool.
So that's that situation.
If
So
there's any loose shells, you might as well put them in your pocket.
just take,
Oh,
just
yeah, I'll
take as
take
much as you
anything I
can.
can. I've got
Obviously,
2 people with me. One of you is taking a box of shotgun. The 308 ammo is not actually that heavy, so it's just fucking kicks like a mule.
at this point in time, I am going to just remind everybody that rather than doing the smart thing, which was to investigate the entire house,
Nope. I was taking the quiet approach, which is get in, don't make noise.
I don't think that was necessarily the good approach. I think Ed's approach is fine. You go what you get and get out as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
That seems completely reasonable to me.
okay,
Not
well,
being sentimental. I'm not looking for me cat.
at this point in time, there is a sound like a floor-to-ceiling bookshelf sort of size has basically just fallen to the ground. You're not entirely sure that it might not necessarily have been that, but that's the sound. It's that loud that not only do you hear it, and you hear it as well.
I thought he hears it outside.
So the door's open, sound travels so far, blah 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 blah. He doesn't hear it, he's too far away, but you both hear it and presume that either Ed's been or something's going down. He's heard it and can discern that the sound has come from an upstairs room.
And I take the elective decision that that's probably my family just falling over, and therefore I'm going to walk away.
Excellent. Nice to know you've got family the size of a bookcase, apparently.
Simon is not a small man.
Sorry, Simon.
Oh, it's fine. He doesn't understand how the internet works, so he ain't going to find it.
I'll send him a link.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
I'm sticking.
I hear that. I'm going to say that realistically, I probably am going to go into the house to at least some.
Paul turns and says, "My God, what was that? Should we look at it?" And I go, "Nope."
There's a possibility it was Ed.
Yeah, so I'm not going to.
He's fallen over.
I can't communicate with him realistically, so I'm going to go and check.
Also, I would like to remind everybody at this point in time of my request when you went to Rascal.
You want some extra food from the larder? Yeah.
You weren't just there for 2 guns and a few shells.
Well, that's basically loot whatever we can get.
Yeah.
That's all I went for.
Well, we've got the guns. That's still a good place to start because it gives us,
But neither of you know that at this point in time.
No,
right. So we go. At least one of you presumes that Ed's dead.
So are we literally stood together on the outside of the house?
So right, Car's here. Paul is anywhere between 5 and 10 feet away. Sam is like the cut back corner of the house, can see the door sort of area, and Ed's inside. You both heard a noise.
I think we should both go in together.
Yeah, I agree.
For safety.
Do you really think the outside data than what you planned?
Well, if we're both here, we're not going to go in alone. That's
you can see
also
from where you are.
Bear in mind the sound. If it is something particularly heavy, one person's not really going to be doing that much to lift that off somebody. So if it is something that's fallen on Ed, it's going to be better for 2 of us to go and try and...
Me and Paul are going to go and check our corners. The usual good stuff.
We enter the house.
Back to back.
Ed?
What did you do with the sound of...
I acknowledge the fact that it's probably family and decide to pick up what I have and walk toward the back door. I'm basically going to bump into these two. Don't worry about it, guys.
Okay.
Just keep. It's all right then. Ed. I'll tell you what. You don't help us tell us where the larder is. We'll just go find it ourselves.
No. Let's go put shit in there. There's a loud noise.
According to Peppa Pig, you all meet up near the kitchen. Let's go with that.
So basically, we literally coincided in the hallway before, just at the base of the stairs.
Yeah.
The pantry is literally just the side of us, thankfully.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But there is also a set of stairs which leads to the loud noise, and Paul seems very curious about. But that loud noise sounded interesting.
Do we need to investigate it, or shall we just go and loot to our in the kitchen again?
Are there any further?
It's entirely up to you. At this point in time, you are intending to stay in the house longer.
There is no reason to go upstairs.
Are there any further noises?
Okay.
There was noise enough to get you into the house. But you've met.
At this point, we're establishing whether he's all right, and now that we've established he's all right, I think we're okay to continue.
Okay, I'll stand guard. I'll stand guard at the door of the kitchen.
Concern.
I'll whistle if necessary.
Touched.
So you're going to go back to the door.
I'll stand guard at the door to the kitchen. These two can do what they need to.
Okay.
What do you need to do?
So we enter the kitchen to go into the pantry.
Pantry's just by the stairs, so Sam's basically standing there. The catch is that when the door's open, we can't see Sam.
Right, okay.
Sam can whistle though, or make a
so
loud.
Once it's open,
noise.
it basically stands between us and Sam. So Sam is sort of
James?
he's keeping a vague eye open.
Do you want to add anything to this? These guys have essentially disappeared. Are you...
Captain Finder,
Well,
with your finding skills, do you choose to find us?
I don't
You
think
should have
any
probably
names
go
are
And
there.
around
maybe
still, no?
during the
I
travel,
don't think
do you
anything-
find yourself? Yeah, that's
That is-
something really fucking cheesy. I had to.
Well, if
we're
we're
confident of the monsters,
if we're confident, I know.
Just let me have this, alright?
If we're confident
Because that was
It's been 10
that
minutes.
was
That
what,
was
15 minutes.
If we're confident that we're not going to get ambushed from outside, I suppose I can come in and join the party.
Oh, it's a party, is it? Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we can, but safely say we're not going to get ambushed. Well.
We've been gone 10 minutes. From Sally, we've been gone 10. James thinking,
Basically,
nobody's come to check
if
on us.
I see something big and bookcase sized, I'll let you know.
Yeah,
Carry
sounds good
on
to
do
me.
what you
Yeah,
need to.
carry on.
So what is it? You guys, are you there? What's happening?
James has left the car to come check on us because
Yeah.
he's thinking of the fuck out of the plastic.
I ain't shit for like 20 minutes by now.
Sam's standing at the bottom of the stairs with
So you
Sendor
bump into
standing
him.
thinking,
Yeah.
where's that bookcase?
And he
And
says,
Paul is rooting through the
he
big
says-
wheels of cheese.
He says that there's something upstairs, but he's not. Well, Ed's not.
Nice
there.
guy.
I'm not going to investigate. Presumably, it will come downstairs, and I'll see it long before.
You got
See-
a line
see
that
what?
says you will see it coming down before he gets anywhere near you.
Yeah, and presumably I can just run and just slam the door shut if necessary.
yeah, okay.
Well, you can run out there, but you'll leave that abandon me and Paul.
No, I will come in and slam the door.
Everything is fine at this point in time. You guys go into the kitchen. You hit the pantry.
But this is the catch. There's a door between me and Paul and Sam because the pantry door just.
But we've established Sam can make noise and Panas is here now.
Okay.
So I can't get into the pantry because the door's in the way. I'm on one side of the door with Sam by the looks of it.
So
Perfect.
pantry has been fairly successfully raided, unfortunately. for
No
you guys.
pheasants.
There's only a couple of pheasants. But according to Peppa Pig, there is, the pantry's been raided, but there's plenty of stuff. There's tins, there's a cheese wheel, a couple of pheasants. There's sort of things you
Is
expect.
there
A
any
rabbit or
Salted
two.
pork.
Alcohol.
I think Sam's asked the right question. Is there any Monster Munch? But when he said Monster Munch, he obviously meant
Flaming hot monster mush.
Roysters,
Bubble.
T-bone steak bubble tubes.
Not in Rascal.
I was gonna
only
say-
Keckle crisps.
I was going to say, roysters seem a bit low end for.
Yeah,
sorry,
roysters are a bit low.
Seem a bit
That's
low
fine,
end
it's your
for,
Keckle
like-
crisps. Nothing but.
Yeah, that's almost definitely true.
That's our sponsorship deal gone.
So presumably shout us through to
Yeah,
lay the
let's
hand
go.
on getting some of this
This
produce out the tins.
Have we found any bags or anything like that to transport items with?
We
Let's
should
find
brought a bunch of holdalls or something with us. We're not stupid.
Yes, there's plenty of like crates, like shopping crate type things, bags. You go through a couple of drawers. James might use his finding skill. I don't know. You go through some drawers, find some carry bags. Everybody has that drawer. Plenty of carry bags, plenty of crates and stuff. You can pack it up with food.
Did we bring backpacks and stuff like that so
You had backpacks for the original shopping trip, and I imagine as you're doing what is essentially...
It's more that obviously we're using, two-handed weapons, so you don't want to be loaded up with bags. and
Yeah.
stuff. I want
there
a
was a lot
backpack.
there was a lot of
basically.
rucksacks involved. You only brought one each, though, apparently.
I thought you were going to say something like, oh, you brought a backpack, but
It's got a whole...
And those big ass camping backpacks though, there fits a lot in there.
the strap just broke. Oh, you've loaded it up too much, you silly goose.
So,
So
Let's make sure we have
while they're
tins.
transporting their backpack full of tins into the thing, maybe I'm left in the pantry and I have a look in some of the drawers with my finding ability.
Does he find anything? Yes. Is it good?
Oh!
What goodies did you find for us? Was it roysters?
so James has used...
Simon's secret stash.
James has used his finding ability to find a 6-pack of Royce. So
Secret
James is
stash.
just generally like, what's in here, what's in here, what's in here, what's in this?
I mean, imagine like a Welsh dresser.
What? Why is it specifically Welsh?
Because that's what they're called, aren't they? Like sideboards that they have like all the the drawers and cupboards, and then they have like the glass bits where they keep all like the china.
I didn't know that's what we're called.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I mean?
have never
Yeah.
heard that term ever.
Oh well.
I know.
And Paul's heard of everything because he is an
You
encyclopedia.
wouldn't have got that in the quiz, would you?
Oh shit! Can you imagine? That would have been a quiz question, and Panas hadn't been there.
Would have been excellent.
So James has essentially gone, what's in here, what's in here, what's in here, and has found some pretty good shit. So he's opened like whatever this thing was called, and it's literally
Already forgotten.
one side
Dresser.
Welsh dresser.
I believe that's what
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
One side is
Unless one's
literally
told me the wrong thing all these years.
almost comedy size meat cleavers and things like
What's
that.
a weapons cache?
So that's that. It's like kitchen-esque, but it's just like cleavers like this sort of size for like chopping like massive.
You people think we live in.
You mean like when the family chef is preparing the feast?
You've opened like what seems to be like a coat cupboard.
That's the
and
point.
it's just,
Did
like,
Cook
machetes
survive?
and stuff.
I really need to
And
know.
a couple of the drawers, and you've opened one of the drawers that's like it seemed to be locked, but you've given it a bit of a jangle. That's come open, and you found a revolver,
Nice.
box of ammo.
Let it go. Let it go, man.
Let it ride. He got two golden pepper pigs. You can have whatever he wants.
Think of it more like it's randomised loot, Ed. Just think of it like that.
Alright, fine.
So that's
He's also got 2 health potions while he's
and a mushroom
Oh my god!
insulin!
He's found some green herbs.
and a red herb, and he's going to mix
Mix
them
them
together.
together.
So
He's found a mana potion and
So basically,
a scroll of
these
fireballs.
guys went in to find food, and what James found was nothing short of a weapons cache.
Crystal meth.
Simon's secret stash outside
Secret
of the safe gun cabinet.
So at this point in time, I think
It wasn't a
you
long draw.
probably need to decide what you're going to do.
That revolver's in
That's
a
a lot
really
to
nice
draw.
piece of work, so you
Any
actually
wood.
you can carry that very easily.
Yep. Box of ammo goes with it.
Then
I'll put that in my waistband like an American.
I think
Excellent
we should
costume.
take this, and I think we should push our luck anymore.
I was just going to say, are we happy with what we've got? I'm fairly happy.
I was
with
fairly
it.
loaded up.
Well, you guys are like on the way to the car.
We've got 3 guns
and
and backpacks full and not full of junk. That seems pretty solid little stash. 'Cause remember, there's only so much we can carry.
cleavers. I found cleavers, haven't I?
I believe there's also machetes on the back of the door.
Not keen on anything with that lack of range.
So the only problem is now,
Tie it to a fucking stick.
the only problem now is that we're all in the house.
I
So I'm assuming we all have to leave the house and hope that we don't see anything outside.
Now, this is true. How are you going to go about getting out of the house? Is there an order? Are you just going to make room for the
I
car?
thought these guys were already kind of set up.
So the bags are full, and you, whilst they were filling the bags,
Guns.
have rummaged and found a shitload of stuff using your skill. See, told you it was a useful skill.
I would like to offer to go first.
Okay.
With my bludgeoning ability.
Okay.
Sissy.
Are you going to stagger it? Are you going to go as a group? Is he just going out the door first?
Me and Paul will fan out and just make sure.
I said we just all go in a line.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to split up.
Well, I'm just thinking I can clear
There was
the
no
path,
trouble.
sort of thing.
Well,
I saw
there's no-
nothing on the way in
there's no
other than
concern.
upstairs.
Well, how about we do a little peek, see is there anything out there?
Is there anything out there? Oh no.
Potentially, yes.
I don't like potentially.
So in the time that you've been there, you can start to see a bit more of the fire, which would suggest it's coming a little closer. Obviously, fire and the undead sort of drives things in. And there's like bushes, trees. It's not very windy, but there seems to be a lot of rustling.
I've always hated that rustling.
That could just be the
don't
wisdom.
mind.
Did we manage to find any raw meat?
I wouldn't be where you were going. Any what?
Is there any raw meat?
2 peasants. Hang him.
Yeah, a couple of pheasants and a rabbit, I believe.
We could just belt one out into the room and see whether it's whether it.
No!
Paul.
What's Paul done? Has he ruined the camera setup?
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Fine. Don't matter, mate. These things happen.
It was
They're
always
just
gonna
technical
be Paul.
difficulties. We're now going to have to sack Paul,
Sorry.
but as we now have viewers and they're massing, please leave in the comments your suggestions on how we should sack him.
I assume
Top of the list is burn him.
I'm sure it's by sack him. I thought they like teabag him. But
We didn't.
That could be an option if you want to put that in the comments.
They don't want any
If
more.
you would like to see us teabag Paul, please like this video. If you'd like to see us just skull
They
fuck
don't
him,
want any
subscribe.
more.
I will not be doing anything again or skull fucking.
wow, it's
Well,
pretty
you've just
seriously.
lost us a lot of viewers.
So,
Same.
how is this going down? There's
So
rustling.
there's wrestling. There's obviously something out there, but they've decided to throw the pheasants and rabbits.
Well, I'm more saying, I'm whispering to you guys. Do you want to try and lure them out with meat?
Well, let's keep the tinned goods. I mean, they.
Yeah,
When you
well,
say lure them out,
As in, if there's
bring
a
them
them,
to
you
you.
Yeah. What I meant is like, because obviously we just want to go through the house and get to the back door and into the car. We just want to distract them long enough to peg it, basically. Or if they're hiding in corners, to sort of lure them to the point where they're.
Sorry, I imagine that they were hanging out outside.
It's outside the house, is this?
Yeah.
We've got to the back door, but we can see the plane is nearer.
So I didn't go to the back door. My bad.
Sounds like there's something. Is it Cook?
I would just peg it to the car then.
It's Nanny, I'm afraid.
You've got to stop calling it.
Not Bunty.
Surely he would be shit.
She was such a.
So you're going to peg it to the car. Which order?
Driver first, the one with the keys.
James at the door first.
I'm second because I'm quick.
Well, I left the keys in the ignition.
James and me first. Quick and find her.
James has gone out first. Ed, you did not get out second, I'm afraid.
What happened to Ed?
Don't know yet.
Something has slowed me down.
Well, all these shit shotguns you've got.
I'll go next.
Yeah, you've gone like that and gone, ugh!
I'm like a fucking Labrador with a big stick. Why won't it fit?
Why can't I get through this door? Come on!
Hamsters do that too when they're trying to go through shoots.
Well, you are next on the list. So Sam,
Yay.
Sam, you are third. Ed, you are
Face down on the floor for
definitely last.
Okay.
Alright.
Did Ed stop to smoke? Is that why he's last?
Yeah.
I'm running back for the run.
Panas, you've made it to the car with no incident.
Brilliant.
Paul, you're very much behind and very much nearly at the car.
It's gone wrong. Sam.
Don't run for me.
Sam, you've dropped the bag.
Oh,
You've dropped your
Fucking
bag.
klutz.
I got a backpack out. I drop a bag.
The strap broke.
Get the strap break.
Yeah, you know how they have like the pull things. One's zipped through and it's gone off to one
Okay.
side. So you're attempting to do that. And while all that's happening,
That cabinet.
Ed stopped for a second.
The cabinet has attacked me.
Ed's arms full of shotguns, pockets full of shells, heart full of dreams,
Neck full of zombie.
feels a hand on his shoulder, and you three are outside.
Is it a cabinet-sized hand?
Ed gets launched backwards and skids across the wooden floor, and is faced with what is a rather sizable zombie.
Looks much like his dad.
Doesn't look much like his dad. Doesn't really look like anybody really recognises, because the whole face is just a mess. What was it, Sam? Face like a dropped pie.
Yeah.
Tastes like a bag full of smashed house.
There's like an eye missing. The face is a mess.
I'll be honest, based on that description, I'm willing to bet money it is Simon.
But it does.
Sorry, Simon.
It also gives you the opportunity, lying on the floor, to look up at the line of zombies that are now making their way down the stairs.
Line.
So we
Single file down the stairs.
So-
good zombies.
How many are total? Because I'm curious how many visitors Braskov had. It's like
So
there's
you've
only
got
three people in there.
you've got a reasonable
Some zombies can like
size
move about though, particularly
zombie.
away from fire.
that is now blocking the doorway. Also, let's not forget.
Name them.
And you've got what's probably three scattered about the stairs, coming down the stairs towards you. Luckily for you, because Sam dropped his bag, he heard this.
Okay. What do I obviously hear a massive clatter and turn around, so I wouldn't know.
Yep.
Why won't all of us?
We're at the car. By the
You
way.
two have made
So
some
you've
car.
made
You
it
two
to
are
the
sitting
car,
there listening
and
to
you're
Tuesday.
well on your way to the car. Now, at this point, it's down to Sam.
Is there something in the doorway?
Not like blocking the door or anything, but like Ed was stopped literally taking a step out. So
And was he launched backwards into
launched
the house?
Back into the house.
Presumably then I can see what launched him.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go and pitchfork at the ready then.
On your own.
Senor Stabby.
I don't, at this point, I
You
don't
got time to
think
call for Paul?
He gives a sharp whistle.
Clarify.
And then legs
Just to
it.
clarify, Ed's got all the guns.
I've got a revolver.
He's got a revolver.
And the meat cleaver.
presumably you can see me drop the bag and then sort of turn around and look at this anyway. The thing is, at this point I've probably not got a lot of time to think, so I'll probably just go
I'm
back
pretty
and
sure these two
I'll
are
probably,
stood at the car, linking hands, skipping with joy. We made it. We made it.
I probably won't have a whole lot of time to think, so I'll just turn around and go back in.
Okay, so you've successfully gone in, Senor Stabby at the ready. and you've gone for the door. Let's call him the door zombie. I think it's a him. Don't know. Door zombie straight through the head. Senor Stabby straight through the head. Successful hit.
And it didn't get stuck.
You were aware that you dropped the bag, but you were kind of like...
The bag is on the floor now.
The bag is still on the floor. So you're kind of like, I'm thinking maybe I need to get... The car's like from here to there. He's at the car. He's loading stuff into the car. You can see the car. You're aware that something's happened. So at this point, you're kind of like, I'll probably get to the car, and if I need to go back and help him pick the bag, because you're not aware what's going on. So you've got to the car, and you're aware of that you've turned around. You've seen that there is a bag laid, strewn on the floor. No sign of Sam.
Right.
Go.
I'd like to think that I'd finish loading the car and then go back to either get the bag or go into the house and see if these two need assistance.
Which one would you prioritise though? Would you think, that bag's on the floor and I can't see the person carrying it?
Or the person following
think, shit, that bag's on the floor?
So I'm going to go back in the house.
Okay, so you're going to save Sam.
So you're going to go back bag, no Sam, and head back to...
I'll ignore the bag.
Because you can pick it up on
and
the
then
way
go in the
back.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With bludgeoning tool at the ready.
You were loading the car, he's brought you the stuff, giving you the stuff, and basically turned and legged it. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm pretty
I
sure.
think I'm going with him. I think.
Oh, I'm liking the idea of a quick getaway, man, personally. But
Yeah, I was just thinking that maybe I should have taken the revolver.
oh, well,
That's
that's,
why I'm going
that's
again.
why he's going with you.
So, Sam took out the
have a
zombie,
shot before.
Senor Stabby, with the speed, is it inertia or is it
Movement.
and down he goes. Line of zombies have now coming down the stairs. You're on the floor. First zombie's like, lunch, yummy, and goes for you. So it's your turn.
I'm just thinking Fantasia here. With the line of zombies.
I've kind of got my guns anyway, so I am holding this gun up there. That is a lovely solid thing to keep me and said zombie apart. I'm trying my best to fight it off while Sam removes his Senor Stabby from the back of this thing's head.
Who's going to do that?
Ooh.
And that's going to stay like that. Okay?
Oh dear.
Just for later purposes. Okay? Is that you done? You want to do
Yeah.
anything else?
No, for the moment I'm just fighting off whatever's in front of me. I actually
Waiting
have
for
trouble.
help.
I can't. There's not a lot I can do unless I can throw this fucker off me. So I am using a shotgun.
And Peppa
currently
Pig, Pig agrees that you are doing a reasonable job keeping the zombie at bay.
I'm just trying to keep myself okay. This
Can I presume you can see this struggle going on?
Yeah, so you're like, you've got this, but you no longer are, you're straight out with Senor Stabby. This is going on.
I'd go for the obvious thing and try and stab it straight through the head. And hopefully not hit head. That'd be...
Successful hit.
Wow.
Peppa Pig agrees.
Paul? He's a good James Keep substitute at this point, isn't he?
Samwise 2 hit. Who knew?
So it turned out that it was a 4 zombie situation coming
I'm
down
still
the
an
stairs.
incredible coward because I still won't do it from anywhere further away than you know.
I love
That's
it.
4 on top of the
So
one
one's on
that
top
he
of
initially
him, but
killed.
literally like they're filing down the stairs at a rate of zombie knots, which isn't very fast. But
So,
it's,
is it
Then you mean they're falling, basically?
Yeah.
I was saying there's 4 coming down the stairs,
So-
or there's 4 in total.
So there was.
The
It
one
turned
that was
out
attacked.
the 3 or 4 on the stairs was 4.
Presumably when I stab this zombie through the head as well, it just collapses on Ed, which isn't super ideal.
It
I
does,
ain't
but
really
Ed gives
Sam,
it
you know.
that with the protective shotgun, and it rolls away almost immediately.
So we've
that
now
comes
got
later.
like 3 left to kill.
3 left. 3 left.
Or peg it.
I'd like to go and help
I'm
Ed
gonna
up.
say I'm on my feet at this point. I'm trying to get up. He's
I'm on my
helping
feet
me
as
get
well.
up. Hey,
You want to help him get up?
I'll help him get
I'm
up.
trying to get up. You're getting me up. Sam's got it up because
You've
he's just
helped-
doing
you've-
2 things in a row. He's feeling pretty
You've
good.
helped Ed up successfully. Gentlemen?
Are these shotguns loaded?
I haven't taken the time to load a shotgun, and I ain't firing one at close range near people.
Right.
But that's because
You
I'm
know.
sensible.
Where are you? What are you doing?
With your revolver,
I'm at the bottom of the stairs coming to their
frantically
aid.
trying to lure
Coming to
it.
the aid.
Yeah.
Okay.
A bit excited. I've got a revolver.
What kind of aid are you offering?
I'm gonna shoot one with a
Shoot one.
revolver.
I'm going to
If
be
you
like,
shoot me, I'm
You-
super
you
sad.
I'm going to be
shoot
Carl from Walking Dead, aren't I?
hit a zombie square in the shoulder, which, as we all know, does literally nothing to a zombie.
Have you got a spawn come straight in the head?
Is that
actually
because
go
of
out
a bad
like
coin
that?
toss?
Yeah.
Yeah,
As he's
unfortunately.
never fired a revolver, can I chuck out an alternative bad ending for his attempted firing?
It killed him in the
He's
process.
taken my
No,
arm off.
he hits the zombie but breaks his wrist because it's a very common thing. Oh, he's liking that idea.
Right, heads up, you've helped him up. You shot a zombie in the shoulder.
And broke my
Good
wrist.
work. You didn't break your wrist.
No.
You just hit it in the shoulder.
We've already discussed we don't like my realism.
I'm covering these guys basically, but while
So
I've
there's still a three zombie situation.
The fact
Ed,
that
how close-
Sam's taken 2 out at this point
So-
with a stabby, and I've managed to fail. With
How
a
you
gun.
said yourself you were full of joy and rage.
how close are they? The
So-
zombies, I mean.
Ed's now up.
They're making their way towards this doorway.
You've kind of got your back to these zombies. Paul's held them up. So Paul and you've got your back to the stairs where the zombies are
Why would we
fine.
have our backs to the stairs? That makes no
you-
sense.
Because you were
We're all
focused
trying to
on
make
the
it.
zombie
We're all
that was
trying to
trying to
get
eat
to the
him.
car now.
You were focused on the zombie that was trying to eat him.
Alright, yeah.
So stairs.
Alright, okay, so it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So go.
So we're all on our feet.
Yep.
He shot something in the shoulder.
Yep.
Saying
And
a stab
presumably
is
that's
doing
made
one
a bang
job.
like the loudest fucking bang in the whole world.
Mr.
It's a
Paul
revolver.
has severely helped me up. I think
Severely?
I'm gonna start by hugging him.
He's
Thank you,
not
thank
just-
you.
we
Oh
just-
dear
we
God,
just-
I'm
we
You
alive.
don't do touch him.
You just make out.
He just
on
saved
the-
me from what I'm assuming is my zombie
Shirt
father.
off.
I think I'm gonna hug him at this point. I
Shirt
mean, I
off.
hugged him when he
Tongue
brought me
out.
2 packets of
Oh,
tobacco.
full tongue.
Basketball.
That's absolutely grim.
Homophobe.
What's the
I
crack?
hate to.
Yeah, that's
I'm
it.
pretty sure at this point I'm a bit sort of. I need to get some space from what the hell's going on here. So I'm making out the door and leaving Senor Stabby here to finish his jobs.
Wow.
Paul is
You guys
helping.
come back to help him, and he's like, "See ya."
What an incredible bastard!
I
Uses
have
his super
given,
speed, and he's gone.
I've given Paul a gun, and me and him are moving out the way, and we're loading those at the same time. We're getting a bit of distance so that we are in a position to shoot something if
We
necessary.
need to get to from range.
Okay, well I'm
I
at the bottom,
just-
can I be at the bottom of the stairs basically?
If you like.
Just
All of those things you just said were successful.
So me and Paul now have a loaded gun each. I have
Don't
one
shoot
round
me in
in
the
a
back,
308,
please.
and it's literally one shot. I'm not getting
I'd be
much off.
super
But when you're
sad.
heading out the door as well, whilst you're
Yeah,
loading,
and you said all those things were successful.
yeah, so
which means me and Paul.
presumably you're out the door.
We're now a
he's
safe
now
distance away.
giving it some of that.
Paul, you've
you
got a
do?
shotgun as far as I'm concerned.
I've
2
gone with
rounds.
them. I think
You've got
I've
2
gone with them?
shots.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
spread.
sure.
Don't hit Sam in the face.
Or maybe I haven't.
What happened to James?
You shot me, I was really sad.
No, I haven't shot it again.
Did you Carl from Walking Dead him? Is he missing?
So he's holding the majority of them at bay at the bottom of the stairs. You've gone to follow these 2 out the door.
And tripped over the bag
The closest, like the top of the 3 zombies is now reaching over and has managed to grab you by your collar, and is giving it a good try at.
For God's sake, stop wearing polo shirts all the time.
He's got a point.
Need something more figure.
So these 2 are heading out the door. You're holding the zombies at bay, and now the zombie's got all the panas and is about to eat his face.
Yeah, Jed, can I realistically do anything about that?
I do have a cleaver with me though.
What I mean is that if I've got a guy in front of me going rah rah rah, it's like
I've
I
got
can't
a
really go.
cleaver in
"Oh,
my
I'm going to do
revolver
that."
hand.
A good
could
shove
swim.
might solve your problem.
Me
If
and
the-
Paul are
if the
already
coin- if
outside
the
waiting,
coin allows
so
it.
going shit. We could do with opening.
I don't know if he's trying to tell me something because there was no hesitation when he was coming to save Ed, and now he's giving it some serious
He's
thought.
like,
No, it's
do I like panas enough?
it's
to
one that I've got my
stop him
own
from
safety to
dying?
worry about. But you're right, I will attempt to.
Why you're a good manager? You're saying.
Who said he was
You're
good
my
manager?
favourite manager.
Can I delegate to these guys and make the thing happen? I will attempt to give them a rough shove to try and knock them.
Didn't work.
Oh,
I'm
The
just,
rough.
You're doing one of them, and they've sort of come back at you.
The weight of 3 zombies is a bit too
Edward.
much for a rough shot.
Did I in any way slow
because
the
I have
shoulder
a
one?
single round. I'm going back in now with a loaded gun, but I'm going with the butt of the gun to try and interfere with this. I'm leaving you outside as my distance man with 2 rounds. If that's okay with you, Paul. Not with a shotgun, but either way, it'd be fine.
You can't particularly reach anyone with the butt of the gun. Paul?
Oh, I really want to leave you
I'll
outside.
go back in with the bludgeoning tool.
Oh dear.
Successful bludgeoning. So you've bludgeoned the guy that's got hold of him. You haven't killed it, but you've managed to get it a bloody good swing when the zombie's gone and let go of him.
Is this the same one with the shoulder injury? Or?
No. Everyone's now free apart from Sam's still got a bit of a situation going over there. What's happening?
The problem is, as soon as I stop having a situation, there's going to sort of pile after us.
Yeah, but they're
Paul
gonna
has
pile down
successfully
the stairs,
bludgeoned,
so
releasing Panas. Does this mean it's Panas's
So he's free.
coin toss to figure out what does Panas do now that he's been released? Is it Panas's toss? What do you do?
I believe I've read that book.
You've read it. I've lived it.
Read that book? Seen that movie?
Do one. Go on, I dare you. Leave. Quick.
Go on then. I'll run out.
You've successfully left the house!
So Panas has gone completely
He's out,
solo
he's
here.
still outside. You're...
No, he came in to bludgeon him off me.
He
I said,
came
why am I
bludgeoned.
outside? I've come back into bludgeon.
He bludgeoned and Panas has taken the moment of freedom. So it's
Well,
us three inside now.
Paul,
Panas is
you know,
catching
the
his
one
breath.
that's in front of me giving it all that, is there any chance you could just wonk it straight in the face to give me a bit of time to escape?
Give it a good one.
He has actually said that.
I'm happy to wonk him.
Give it a good wonking.
Yeah?
Can we replace that O with an A?
Successful one, kid.
Successful wonking.
Does it basically knock it? It might not kill it, but give it enough.
Willy Wonkton.
But it gives it enough.
Willy?
Distracts it long.
Willy wonked him.
Yeah, so Willy Wonkton. Yeah, it was, again, not a killing blow, but it's managed to solve that situation. They've all collapsed off to one side.
Then we peg it.
Then we fucking leg
We
it.
are doing
By
it,
we,
guys.
I mean you guys. Everybody makes it out of the house successfully.
I rolled at the car running.
Did anybody
surely.
pick that? Did
I was just going to say, I try and pick the bag up. as
Then you
we-
were successful. You're all back in the car. Is that it? Edward, anywhere else you want to... Any other shopping trips you want to go on? while
No,
you're
I
there?
think we're good. We've got some weapons, we've got food, we've had trouble. I think that's all the joy we could expect from a trip.
So Peppa Pig says that you've left Rascalf with no incident.
Well, other than the instant of actually getting into the fucking car.
And you've got back
Getting
to
on the
York
A19.
with
Yeah.
no incident.
Excellent.
Pepper's being surprisingly nice. I'm waiting for a catch.
Is this where we need to decide whether we pull the car up to the house or leave it further away?
It's going to be a long trip.
Yeah,
Or do we assess the zombie situation? With
Yeah, I mean, I'd potentially do a drive-by. not a, gangster drive-by. I mean, like...
We can do now, we've got pistols. Well, what?
A.
How many do you need for a drive-by?
A drive-by, I think it's just one, isn't it?
Oh, there you go, I think we're sorted.
There were no visible zombies.
Drive to the house.
There's the house. Okay. You get back to the house, you get out of the car, survey the situation. Obviously, it's a bit of a hot zone because there are issues in the area.
You could cut the tension with it.
So, what are you gonna do? Get the stuff in the house?
Yeah, we're just
You
walking
can see
into the-
me and James looking out, surveying the situation.
Do you look like you're in the window being controlled by strings because the neighbours have murdered you and rigged you as puppets?
Not really.
Good. Just checking.
It's been all quiet.
We don't know, we haven't gone and asked him yet.
Don't know yet.
But yeah,
I'm sure at this point we're trying to make some sort of signal to you to come and unbarricade the door to let us in.
Well, once we've seen you, one of us keeps watch, the other one goes down and barricades the
Can
door.
I
In
turn
the
to the
process,
opposition house, hold a shotgun up, grab my crotch and check it at them?
in the process of unbarricading the door, bear in mind, Ed, that was a very good point, because if I'm watching, chances are the guys over the road are watching, and they're aware at this point in time that there are now guns in play.
Yeah.
We are armed to the teeth.
Yeah, we are armed to the fucking teeth. We're
Armed
loaded
To
You
the
know,
armpits, isn't it?
and with loads of cool food. They've got more monster munch than that.
Yeah, there's
No oysters though.
And now
So I'm fucking
we had
fuming.
to ditch the pheasants.
We already had roisters, didn't we?
I think we've got a load of roasters.
Listen,
Yeah,
if you don't
oysters
think
now.
that 10-pack of oysters or whatever it was that I got on the first shopping trip has not been absolutely obliterated, you are so...
You're going to walk in the house. James keeps laid on one of the beds, just covered in empty packets.
But the worst thing is that everyone knows
Crumbs
that.
everywhere.
No, it's not even crumbs with the oysters. It's that dust that comes at the bottom of the packs.
And he's gone for the Southern Fried Chicken one, the rare ones first. To
So James
I
is
thought
not
they
the
only
one to
came
kill
in
people.
T-bone.
no, because
The shoe is on the other foot here.
It was
I
on
want to
the right.
absolutely rape and murder.
Yeah, as a group we
James.
get together and we beat him to death. 'Cause he's eating
What?
all
So
the
what I
oysters.
was saying?
We're gonna
James
beat
is
him
eating
to
all my
death.
favourite flavour of crisps, therefore I'm going to fucking pulverise him.
Just remember, you have the loaded shotgun.
So,
Just saying. Go for the
whichever
kneecaps.
one of us has gone down the stairs to unbarricade the door, there seems to be what would appear to be, for a better way of describing it, a note that has come through the door. So it's actually me that's unbarricaded the door. James is keeping watch because, best man for the
James
job.
is keeping what?
It's
2.
he's sick and report.
So I unbarricade the door. I presume you guys are just bringing the stuff in.
Sure.
Yep.
Quickly and efficiently.
So I'm like,
Guns.
get in. And I'm like, what's this? So no handwritten note that basically says, we want to talk. 8:30 tonight.
What time is it now?
Middle of the street. It's 5 o'clock-ish.
Okay, so we've got time for a nap. So
6 o'clock.
Paul's already had
full
one.
rest. A full rest.
Paul's
Time
had
for a
a
full
little
rest.
nap. Or bludgeoning. He was actually asleep when he did it.
So, you guys got in, and I'm like, okay, yeah, how did it go? Right, we've got this note. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, at no point have I seen anybody come and put this through the door, which is interesting. But it's definitely a note's come through the door. It's here. I show it to everybody. I'm like, how did everything go?
I think me and you were thinking the same thing again.
Do we not barricade the letterbox?
Yeah.
Barricade the letterbox. When?
you can post it under the door.
Yeah, it went under the door or something.
Either
Through
way.
the door.
They managed to get something into the house
It went
without us
under the
knowing.
door. It went through the door. Through
Ninja
the.
skills.
I was going to say, I've had notes passed under my door.
Fuck it. Like,
I bet you
for
have.
argument's sake, let's just say it's just been pinned to the outside of the door. That's why you haven't noticed it.
Yeah, when I opened the door, it fell off. Whatever. We've got to
Hammered
know.
in. Really hammered. And amazing.
You guys have a go at him, Jesus.
Thinking of logistics.
So I'm like, oh, how did you guys do? You got some food. Looks like you got some guns. At which point I'm like, Ed, are you all right, mate? You
Oh,
look
no.
a little injured.
Pale.
And obviously, I think you guys know what's coming. That's right. It's clickfire.
There's always a fucking cliffhanger. Always a.
That's not even Stallone's best film.
So that would explain the showing a camera coin before us.
That'll be explained much later in this
Oh,
one.
dear.
So yeah, there we go. That's it for today, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I'm blocking the camera, I'm sure. Yeah, cliffhanger on.
Now I'm just all up in your
I was
crop.
going to say, now what we've got is Andy Balls.
Andy's ding dong.
New Zombiecast 5. So yeah,
I imagine
see you all next time. Say bye, people. Bye.
Bye.
I already did that while you.
So there you go. What do you think to that? Good episode. As always, it's time for me to tell you to jump over to the Cookiecast.com. Give us a shout. Tell us what you're liking, what you're not liking. For you YouTube watchers and subscribers, drop us a comment in the comments box. Let us know. Do you think they're going to make it? I'm not too sure. Yeah. So give us a shout. Tell us what you think. And yeah, let's find out next time if our zombie survivors are going to carry on surviving. Until next time. Bye-bye.